Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
I'd like a beer.
Good morning, everybody. It's 11:01. My name is Kiedaisch. I am the Vice Chairman acting in this meeting as Chairman of the GAC. There was notice of a special meeting sent out yesterday, 24 hours before this moment in time, announcing a special session of the GAC by Kiedaisch, Jade Wood, and Rusty McClear. So it is a legal GAC special event. The purpose today is to discuss capital appropriation of Main Lodge HVAC. So with that, I'd like to open up the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. And Ruth, would you please lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Welcome, everybody. I would like to thank Jade Wood, one of our commissioners, for yesterday coming forward and helping this meeting become a reality. The purpose is because, as you all know, on March 1st, capital expenses were frozen until further due diligence was done on all of them. It turns out that the HVAC for this building here, which was part of our capital plan for 2023, had to be ordered well in advance in order to have it in place for this summer. That equipment became in jeopardy unless we were able to make a deposit on it today, because it would not be delivered to us and it would be repurposed to somebody else, and we would not have the benefit of HVAC for the summer. So with this meeting here, we are to review and examine the capital appropriation for the Main Lodge and consider if the GAC, of which we have a quorum, there are 4 commissioners here. Commissioner Ness is not in attendance, and I have not heard from him, so I don't expect he will be in attendance. So I would open it up to Tom, Dave, or Kathy to discuss the scope and scale of the GAC, of the base lodge HVAC, and the needs that you have for approval to move forward today.
Gary, before we do that, I just would like to raise a point of order issue, because I don't want what we're about to do here today to be jeopardized. Can I just have a show of hands? How many of you were at the February 22nd county delegation meeting where I was elected? Okay, for those of you who were there, are any of you unaware that I was elected to fill the balance of Brian Gallagher's term? Okay, that's his term expires in November of this year, so I was elected to fill the balance of the 9 months of his term, and that is legal. Becky, could we just turn on the projector so I could show? Perfect. Oh. This isn't the best focus, but this is the 1959 statute that established Gunstock. This is state law. It's chapter 399.
One moment, please. One moment.
Yes.
This meeting is called, and you assured me before the meeting that you would stay disciplined to discuss capital appropriation. Let me finish. If you're now going to hijack this meeting into talking about something other than capital appropriation of Main Lodge HVAC, We have an hour to get this done. We have a hard stop within an hour. And if you're going anywhere other, if this has anything to do other than reviewing the capital requirements for installation of HVAC and either the approval of it or the non-approval of it, then you're out of order and I'm asking you to stop.
Do you want to spend an hour talking about HVAC and then have people say everything you did was illegal? I don't want that. I want to proceed with this. I want to actually vote for this spending today. But we have to address this. This is a housekeeping item that we have to address today. And I need 5 minutes so that everyone here understands what the issue is. So if you would just let me finish. This is page 2. I know it's hard to see. It says vacancies. If a vacancy occurs in said commission, it shall be filled for the remainder of the term. And that's what I did. Now, Becky, can you show me how to advance this?
Just hit the enter button.
Okay. These are the delegation meeting minutes from November 2nd, 2015. And if you go to the last page, right here, vote for Gunstock Area Commissioner, it says Attorney Nix won the majority vote. So Steve Nix was appointed in November of 2015 to a 5-year term, which expired in November of 2020. This is the minutes from the February 2020 meeting, where right at the end it says Vice Chairman Dumais reported that Steve Nix resigned from the commission. So that was February of 2020. And this is the June 1st, 2020 minutes. And right here it says, Chairman Kiedaisch reported that Rusty McClear was appointed to the Gunstock Area Commission by the Validity County delegation. That was for the balance of Steve Nix's term, which expired in November of 2020. Rusty, you're 16 months overdue. By law, by state law, chapter 399, you're no longer a commissioner. We called this meeting today with 3 commissioners, Gary, Rusty, and Jade. Rusty cannot be one of the 3 commissioners to call this meeting. I am willing to be that 3rd commissioner so that we can proceed, but we have to address this issue, which is Rusty is 16 months overdue in his term. We are obligated to notify the delegation that we are aware of this and let us go ahead and post the vacancy, let the delegation go ahead and do what they do to fill a commissioner spot. But we are back down to 4 commissioners, like it or not. We cannot ignore that we have made a mistake and allowed Rusty to overstay his term.
Well, that's, my attorney is saying that this is not necessarily true. We have a letter from Representative Silva saying that I was elected and I could serve a 5-year term, and that has been presented to our attorneys, and they're taking it forward.
Well, what you're referencing is the minutes from the October 2020 meeting. Right here it says Chairman Kiedaisch asked to clarify how long Commissioner McClear's term should be, considering he was brought on to replace Steve Nix. We already know how long his term should be. It expired in November 2020. BCD Chairman Sylvia said he could serve for the full 5-year term. That is wrong.
David, you are out of order, and I have, David, stop. You're out of order, and I'm instructing you to stop. The purpose of this meeting was to call on capital appropriation, not to debate. Mr. Chairman, listen, don't, you have a bad habit of not letting people speak.
I haven't said a word, Gary.
Well, this meeting was not called to debate Commissioner McClear's stature as a commissioner. That will be brought up at a later time, and when the facts are put forward, when we have Representative Sylvia here, and we can have this dialogue with them. That's not what this meeting was called about. You're out of order, taking us off agenda. You're out of order with your promise to me that you would not do this.
I never made any
You
promises
said
about this,
you
Gary.
would stay
Gary,
this
we
morning-
cannot have
this
a
morning-
legal meeting when the 3 commissioners who call this are one whose term has
That's your
expired. I
opinion.
don't
It's-
want this to get stopped.
that is
I
your
want this
opinion.
meeting to go
State
forward,
law.
but I
It's not
want
opinion,
this to
state
be
law.
following the law. We know what the law is,
we go.
and we are breaking it. I am saying we have to follow the law. And I want this meeting to proceed. I want to have a vote on HVAC, but we have to address this elephant in the room. And I'm asking, can we please address this?
Listen, you were not in the meeting. I specifically asked Chairman Sylvia, what is the term of McClear's appointment? Because we had had discussions about that it was so close to the end of Nix's appointment. And he said, we will appoint him for the full 5-year term and to finish out Nix's term. It's memorialized in the minutes that I reconfirmed that by asking him, what are we appointing him for? And it's in the minutes, and it says that we are appointing him for the full 5-year term. We're not going to debate that in this meeting any further, and I'm instructing you to stop. As chairman, I'm instructing you
Gary,
to stop.
one man's wrong opinion cannot change state law. Everyone in this room knows that. You cannot change state law by offering a bad opinion. What I'm saying is, this needs to be part of the minutes, that we are aware that Rusty is 16 months overdue from his term. It's going to jeopardize the status of this meeting. Again, I'm willing to be one of the 3 commissioners to validly call this special meeting, but if we're going to go
Okay.
forward and allow Rusty to vote, that's
All right.
going to
All right.
that's going to
Listen,
jeopardize
listen.
legally everything we do here today, and I don't want this to
Excuse
happen.
me, gentlemen, just on the topic, special meetings according to the bylaws, the commission may hold special meetings upon the call of the chair or upon demand of 3 members of the commission. There's 4 of us here, and he is acting as chair. So either way, we are authorized to have this meeting today, and I'd like to be on with this.
I understand, but Mr. Kiedaisch is the vice chair. We have not elected a chair, and the public notice said upon call of 3 commissioners, and it listed you, Gary, and Rusty. And my point is, Rusty is no longer a commissioner. We have to address this. I don't want this issue to stop today's meeting. I'd like it to be acted upon because we know that his term has expired. I do want to discuss the HVAC. I do want to vote for this, actually.
Let's vote for it, and then we'll discuss this matter with the time remaining if we have any time left. I certainly do not. I'm here for the purpose of the agenda item only. That is it.
Okay, as long as everyone understands, we're ignoring a potential legal elephant in the room. I just want everyone to be aware of this.
Thank you for your input. Let's proceed with the purpose of the meeting.